Please select a mission.
The contract is to eliminate a high-ranking CFA officer. CFA doesn't just hire United soldiers as mercenaries. They're also supplying United with weapons. It just smacks of Western nations manipulating them against the socialist MPLA. Naturally, the MPLA is not happy with the situation and wants us to put a stop to it. Your standard issue East-West proxy war. Except it appears our target is the man in charge of how many weapons get supplied to UNITA. Apparently his MO is to keep the civil war going as long as possible, so CFA can keep making a profit. Bad for business if UNITA wins too soon. So they sit back and suck the people dry. Parasites of war. Our intel suggests the target rarely ventures outside of Nova Braga Airport. But rumor has it that a Western arms dealer is headed there soon for an inspection. That could be your chance to eliminate the target from a distance. We also heard that he plans to leave the country following the inspection. This may be our only opportunity to take him out.
Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa.
CFA official in charge of supplying weapons to UNITA. The target stays at Nova Braga Airport. Head to the airport first. Mother base is under attack. The enemy is over on one of our platforms, and they're holding some of our staff hostage. If we don't do something, they'll try to take off with our men. That would mean losing some of our finest manpower. Boss, take back that platform. This is a race against time. For all of us. Get on this mission right away, boss.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Mother Base.
Infiltrate the platform under enemy control and eliminate their commander. The moment they lose their chain of command, we'll move in and suppress the rest. The enemy have taken some of our staff hostage and are threatening to kill them if they're attacked. You can't rely on support from us this time. Anything we do might be seen as an attack. Boss, forgive me. Can't believe I let an enemy force in right under my nose. But one thing's for sure. They're gonna pay for it. Make certain of that, boss.
Analysis complete. 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 Analysis complete.
He's coming too. Roger that. Extract him.
CP, this is Zulu 2. Somebody got pulled away by alone.
Probably
Analysis complete.
Zulu 2, what's wrong? Come in, Zulu 2.
talk.
We have a situation. All
The
units on
map has
alert.
been updated. Analysis complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Analysis complete.
Speak. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Here he is. That guy's the target.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Got it.
Zulu 10. Just got shot out of nowhere. No gunfire heard. Must have a suppressor. Over.
This is CP.
Caution,
Understood. All
heavy
units
mist
on alert. The
anticipated.
enemy's hiding somewhere. Find them. Out. All fire teams, this is CP. The set of lights has gone out. Looks like a problem with the power supply. Whoever's closest, go check on the power system.
Weather will clear shortly.
CP, this is Zulu 6. We finished our search of the area. Couldn't find anyone. Over.
This is CP. Understood. Keep your guard up.
Spit it out. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
CP, this is Zulu 10. Just found one of us knocked down. Over.
This is CP. Understood. We are under attack. All units on alert. Out.
CP, this is Zulu 6. Something worth looking into here. Please advise. Over.
This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out.
CP, this is Zulu 10. Threat in the area. We're tightening security. Over.
This is CP. Understood. Watch for anything suspicious. Out.
CP, this is Zulu 10. Arrived at scene. Beginning check. Over.
CP. Understood. Don't let your guard down. Out.
CP, this is Zulu 10. Took a look, but there's nothing going on here. Over.
This is CP. Understood.
CP, this is Zulu 6. We got a dead friendly.
Analysis
Enemy's gotta be
complete.
close. Over.
This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and find the intruder. Out.
Extract him. Good thinking. We'll make him squeal till he's paid his due.
Attention hostile force. We have eliminated your commander. Escape is impossible. Lay down your weapons immediately. Surrender now, and you will not be fired upon.
Boss, we figured out who that enemy commander was. He was on the staff at Mother Base 9 years back. Despite surviving the attack, he broke off from us and spent his years terrified that a cleanup squad would come after him. The isolation screwed with his sense of loyalty. A rumor, source unknown, had him convinced that the attack 9 years ago was orchestrated by you yourself. The big boss sold out his comrades to hide from the world. He thought that's why you weren't at the base that day. He was so desperate to take us down, he built up his own PF, copying us in every way. His idea of the perfect revenge. But in the end, he was just a victim of disinformation. I'll leave you to decide how to deal with him. Boss, listen a moment. I want to bolster our security to guard against enemy attacks. What I have in mind is to create a security team that can defend each of the platforms. Can I go ahead with that? So from now on, give some thought to building up the security team as well. One other thing. To divert some of the risk posed by our enemies, I'd like to construct a forward operating base. The more bases we have, the more staff we can house and the more materials we can secure.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa.
Eliminate the high-ranking CFA official in charge of supplying weapons to UNITA. The target stays at Nova Braga Airport. Head to the airport first.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has analysis complete. You have arrived at your destination.
Great, you made it. I've sent the information to your map screen. That's the target's predicted location. Check all around the target and plan carefully before moving in.
The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Boss, we've just received word that the arms dealer due to inspect Nova Braga Airport is on his way. Once his chopper has arrived, they'll be touring the facilities along with the target. Let him bring the target out into your line of fire. It's a surveillance camera. Don't get spotted. The chopper will be arriving any minute. Watch out. There's a chopper landing. It must be carrying the arms dealer. Keep your eyes on him. Our intel suggests the target will leave the country with the arms dealer after the inspection. Take him out before that happens. Looks like the arms dealer's chopper is gonna patrol for the security forces. Be sure you don't get spotted from above.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Die legendarische huursoldaat. Niemand het my vertel dat ons teen iemand soos hy te staan sal kom nie. Ons kontrak het slegs gespesifiseer dat ons die fasiliteit moet beskerm teen plaaslike bevolking en militante faksies. Beskerming teen PF's gerigsteen met moderne tegnologie is 'n heel ander affære. Begryp. Kom ons begin by die suidelike hek. Stap die kant toe.
Could those two be the target and the arms dealer?
Analysis complete.
Boss, get down. The enemy sniper. Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
The target's probably already outside the original predicted FOM. You'll have to look for him yourself. Try interrogating some of the soldiers. They may know something.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. complete.
That's the target. Looks like we found him.
Info has been updated. Analysis complete.
That's the target. That man is one reason the conflict in Angola keeps dragging on. Eliminate him quickly.
Hierdie is die noordelike hek.
Dieselfde grootte. Dit sal fyn wees. Ons het al die ruimte hier wat ons nodig het.
Waarvoor het meneer sulke groot hengers nodig? Is dit nie hoogtyd dat ek weet nie?
Sekerlik, kom nie. Jy en jou manne sal 'n deurslaggewende rol speel vir die volgende fase. Ons gaan die lughawe gebruik as afsetpunt vir die verkoop van nukes.
Verkoop van nukes. Jy's
Dis wat ons doen. Natuurlik is die verspreiding van kernwapens 'n kopsie. Maar wat as jy 'n atoombom op enige plek kan bou sonder spesialisfasiliteite, sonder hoëgraad uraan? Dis die nuwe sakemodel. Dink net aan die markandeel wat ons kan betrek.
meneer is nie ernstig nie.
Ek is altyd ernstig. Jou verkoopsroetes gaan onvervangbaar wees. En om te dink, as jy nie 'n nukes het, sal die MPLA ook wil kry. Betaling sal uiteindelik groter mynregte wees en dies meer. Maar sedert die oliebaronne Amerika se spoorwegstelsels verlam het, sal daar altyd 'n mark vir olie wees. Unitiese diamante sal nogal 'n lekker payday wees. 'n Meisie se beste vriend natuurlik, hè. Dis PA vir jou. Elke sakker se skrouende girlfriend is deel van ons bemarkingsspan. En die Afrikaner mors net al die geld. Koop wapens om mekaar uit te moer. Die regte wêreld. Kak snaaks, nee my broer.
Verstel dit vir wie ook al my vervang. Ons is oorlogmakers. Ek erken dit. Ons maak 'n lewe met bloedgeld. Sonder oorlog is my manne werkloos. Dis ons enigste uitweg, want alle ander industrie is uit die streek verdryf deur koloniale magte wat munt slaan. Dis omtrent al wat ek kan hanteer.
Toe gat jakkals.
Het jy genoeg gesien? Sodra die ondersoek verby is, moet jy my chasse toevat soos ons saam gestem het.
So jy wil die kans verspeel op die grootste besigheidskans wat ooit jou kant toe gekom het. Dis fyn met my. Niemand sal wel jou plek oorneem. Maak nie saak wat ek of jy doen nie. Die getuie van die ekonomie sal sy gang gaan. Nie terwyl die groot moondhede stry oor al die rykdom.
Die beheerkoring is die kant toe.
They feed off the conflict and turn around and blame the colonial governments? Now that's hypocrisy. it gets there. Hurry up and take him out. Now get out of there.
Mission info has been updated.
Roger that.
Weather will clear shortly.
Extract him. Talk. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Analysis complete.
About that target you extracted. He says he wants to work for us. Having talked to him, he doesn't seem that bad a guy. Apparently the arms dealer's people demanded they prolong the conflict, and he couldn't go against the management. That doesn't excuse everything he did, but his skills will make him a useful asset. Let's put him to good use. I've tossed that arms dealer in the break. The way he tells it, he worked in logistics with the South African army, but he was headhunted by Sainer. Whoever gave him the orders would only have been a pawn of Skullface anyway. But apparently he hasn't been in contact for some time. He doesn't know much about Sainer, not even what its president looks like. Just another cog in the machine. I know you're just coming off this mission, but there are reports of child soldiers taking over Massa Village after the CFA got wiped out there. They've been raiding the surrounding villages, so the people have requested we eliminate them. Check your mission list for the details.
Please the landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
I know you're
updated.
just coming off this mission, but there are reports of child soldiers taking over Massa Village after the CFA got wiped out there. They've been raiding the surrounding villages, so the people have requested we eliminate them. Check your mission list for the details.
Please select a landing zone. Heading to Central Africa. Enemy presence detected. The map analysis complete. Marker placed. Marker placed.
Be careful down there, boss.
Boss, about those invalids you saw in that devil's house.
Poor bastards. All strapped down to the beds, with those lumps on their chest.
The medical staff tell me they were probably a type of cyst.
Cysts can get that big.
In some cases, yes.
Complete.
But supposing they're a kind of atheroma forming on the surface of the skin, the size is just too big, and the appearance is all wrong. In the end, the medical team were at a loss. Those lumps were like nothing they'd ever seen.
Analysis complete.
The fluid you said you got on your prosthesis when you touched one was burned off in the fighting, and the factory burned down too.
There should be a Kikongo English interpreter somewhere in that area. If you extract him, it could be plenty useful for us.
A single sample to work with.
Everything went up in flames.
What worries the medical team most is whether it's contagious. Whether there's a chance we could end up like that.
Enemy
Boss,
presence detected.
about those
The
invalids you saw in that devil's house.
analysis complete.
Poor bastards. All strapped down to the beds, with those lumps on their chest.
The medical staff tell me they were probably a type of cyst.
Analysis
Cysts can get that big.
In some cases, yes. But supposing they're a kind of atheroma forming on the surface of the skin, the size is just too big, and the appearance is all wrong. In the end, the medical team were at a loss. Those lumps were like nothing they'd ever seen. The fluid you said you got on your prosthesis when you touched one was burned off in the fighting, and the factory burned down too. None of the tests we did once you were back at the base revealed a pathogen that could have caused them. Meaning we don't have a single sample to work with.
Everything went up in flames.
Enemy
What worries the
presence
medical
detected.
team most is whether it's contagious.
Updated.
Whether there's a chance we could end up like that.
And
Mother Base's sanitation control has always been strict. After all, war is great at transporting diseases. For the time being, at least. There's no sign of contagion or
You gonna
anything
extract him?
that could be related. One more thing. About the surgery that had been performed on the people in the Devil's House.
yeah,
You said that their throats were cut open, with an acoustic tube pushed
Enemy
inside?
presence
Right.
detected.
the tubes were hooked up to tape recorders playing some kind of audio.
Well, we picked up some of that audio through your radio transmissions and recorded it here. The intel team has been working on analyzing the communications log.
What have they found?
There's nothing tying the contents together. We've got a report on 3 deaths in a car accident on the autoroute near Marseille. Protests outside the Libyan embassy in London. A press conference with the former Prime Minister of Sweden. A 4-month-old weather forecast for Balikpapan. And then commercials for appliances, cough syrup, and TV dinners. Assuming they're not all staged, they come off as recordings of your average public broadcasts.
Public broadcasts. Just radio and TV signals.
Yes, and from all over the world. Whether they're genuine or not, just to be sure. A speech that sounds like it was recorded out on the street, and people chatting about how this year's tomato crop did.
And there's nothing they have in common?
We're partway through the cryptanalysis.
Complete.
That includes checking all audio ranges and running it backward and at different speeds. Then there's vocabulary breakdown for political suggestions, ideological comment points. But I don't think it's going to get us anywhere.
Where were the recordings made?
There's subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Just like you reported, we've detected virtually every major language there is. French, German, Italian, Spanish, including South American accents. Then there's Russian, Hindi.
You gotta extract him.
Portuguese, Mandarin, Cantonese, Japanese.
They're nothing if not thorough.
Well, I don't know if we've got... Ignoring the ones that have gone extinct, supposedly over 5,000 languages exist today. Besides, English isn't one of them.
Really? English?
I know. Only 5% of the world's population is a native English speaker. But when you factor in those who've acquired it as a second...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
The world's dominant lingua franca. You gotta figure they had it somewhere among all the languages in that place.
No English.
Bear in mind we didn't hear everything that was played in that room. We couldn't isolate the more distant sounds due to...
You gotta extract him.
Well, the program could have been set to change every day. In a nutshell, for reasons unknown, people in that room with a common medical condition were made to listen to recordings in languages from around the world. It's not clear how the growths on their chests fit into it. It could have been treatment for them, or maybe an experiment of some kind.
I'm guessing one person knows.
Yeah, Skullface. He was there. The only thing we can say for sure is that he's involved. The White Mamba, Nyokayam Pembe. He's the commander of the kids based out of Bwala Yamasa. As you know, contract forces of Africa were stationed at that village. Anti-government forces hired CRS to bring kids there from around Africa for training. But at some point, the adults with the PF started dropping like flies. This was right after we arrived in Africa. We don't know the cause.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Must have been like fish out of water. Nothing to eat, no way to get back home. All the adults taught them was how to use a gun. Sure, they could shoot targets, but hunt for food? Not likely.
That's the target.
It lasted long. Then the White Mamba showed up. He was faster and stronger than them, a better soldier, and he knew how to lead. I guess somebody wished upon a star, because their savior turned up like stardust straight out of the blue. The moment he arrived, the kids had their new commander. That was when they started attacking other villages. Word of the infamous White Mamba spread fast. But it isn't just his combat skills that got people talking. As you can tell from the name, he's the only light-skinned kid in the unit. Not to mention the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Not common in those parts. We have no idea where he came from or what he's experienced. The kid's a huge blank. But I'm sure you'll know him when you see him.
Great job.
He's still a kid.
All right, we'll bring him out.
Careful not to hit him with anything lethal. Not even a flesh wound. Our mission objective isn't just suppressing a bunch of militants. This is a DDR operation of the kids in that unit. DDR stands for disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration. Disarmament is obvious. We take their weapons off their hands. The demobilization part means dismantling their military organization to ensure they can't arm themselves again. To do that, you need to capture the unit's commander and have him order his men to disband. In this case, the commander is the White Mamba. There's nobody above him, so he's all we need to grab. Finally, reintegration. Through education and occupational training, we give them a means to live besides war. A lot of kids born in a war zone don't know any other way to live. So before they find themselves back there, we teach them another skill. I'd like to establish this rehabilitation process at Mother Base. That's why we're bringing those kids back here. It's not so much for their sake. It's for the world that we're trying to create. No other way about it. Those kids are amateurs. Bad for business to have them running around where we're trying to work. Bring them all back if possible. Or as many as you can.
enemy sniper. Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies. Coming too. Roger that.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Weather will clear shortly.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Achtervolg hem! Wat doen? Ik heb niet! Rij op, man! Beweeg! Beweeg! Buiten!
Analysis complete.
Wat doen? Ik heb niet! Hier terug naar voren! Hier zo! Hier op je eigen.
Analysis complete. Guard post captured. Please support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Quiet.
Coming too. Roger that.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
You gotta extract him.
B-Quad have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived. Extraction arrived at Metabase.